Excel. Knowledge is the edge.
Welcome to Davos Direct, a special show as it wraps up the hits and misses of World Economic Forum 2011. We're 2,600 meters above the sea level, have come all the way up here with a cable car. It's absolutely gorgeous because we're literally in the center, in the heart of the Swiss Alps. And perhaps about 500 people around here skiing, enjoying the sun and having a blast. But while this is really our big agenda today, there are some important items to be looked out for as we wrap up the Davos 2011 sessions at the World Economic Forum. Take a look. Wow, that was lovely, wasn't it? It was just a whole lot of skiing happening here and all that snow coming on one's face. It feels great standing up here on the peak, and it's great fun to see everyone ski around, which is why we're bringing you this report, Davos Direct, atop a peak here on this side of the Swiss Alps. But even as we are part of this snow and the action, it's important for us to know that the World Economic Forum here was debating the future of Europe in a big way. We had a chance to catch up with some of the best voices in Europe who are talking about where Europe is going from here. What happens to the developed economies? Take a look.
I'm convinced that Europe went through a tough time in the last 18 months, but I very much believe that we've turned the corner. We had to rescue two of the member states within the Eurozone, Greece, then Ireland, but in the process we learned a lot, and we put together a stability fund that was not initially planned or organized when the euro was set up 10 years ago. So we are reconstructing, re-engineering and strengthening the eurozone, and what's really important is that all the leaders in Davos, whether it was Nicolas Sarkozy, whether it was Angela Merkel, very, very strongly reaffirmed their confidence and they believe that the euro is our common good, the euro is our currency, and we're going to stand by it.
Do you think that at least what's out of the way is a potential default story?
No default story, thank you very much. We have rescue packages in place, conditionalities that were asked from the beneficiaries of the packages. Implementation is underway, it's work in progress, but no default, thank you.
Some tough words with bankers this time, whether it was BoB Diamond or Jamie Dimon for that matter. Do you think bankers are still disillusioned about the importance of the banking industry?
The banking industry is very important. It's necessary to fuel the economy with money, to move currencies around and to take risks and to really managing time. They transfer short-term savings into long-term loans, essentially. And that's what they should be about. There is no acrimony, there is no animosity in particular. Well, I think that there should be a bit of measure, a bit of reason, and the whole purpose of what we're doing is not to overburden with regulation, but to bring a bit of common sense to avoid excesses and abuses as we've seen them.
What is it looking like from Davos' standpoint for stories like India?
Fascinating story, India, and clearly the display of Indian talents yesterday and in the last couple of days in Davos was absolutely stunning. I'm sorry to say, but I love fashion, I love beautiful textile and fabrics, and the show last night of this magnificent Indian designer was really gobsmacking, to say the least. And I think the current crisis has accelerated not only the emergence but the re-emergence of a continent like India. Plenty of opportunities to come, lots of work to be had as well. I mean, infrastructure and all the rest of it needs to be improved, there's no question about it, but the recovery in the world is clearly benefiting those emerging markets, and we'd better get ready for that.
Several young global leaders have visited Davos 2011, and in many ways they are the new stream of people who are going to now participate in the economic thinking of the world, the leaders of tomorrow. I caught up with three of them about what they've learned from the World Economic Forum this year.
Well, I have to say I'm very impressed with their ability to tackle some of the